Hey sweet friends, it's Liz Patton here of Liz Patton Fitness. I am a wife, a mom to 3 boys, and a fitness entrepreneur in the fitness industry. And I am really passionate about what I'm going to be talking about today, which is raising body positive children. And I shared this earlier on my social media accounts, but body positivity is something that as a kid I didn't struggle with, but strangely enough, as an adult, I do. And so I've been doing a lot of research about this topic this summer, and I just want to share with you today just some very simple tips that I'm not saying I am an expert at this, okay? I'm saying that this is something that I'm working on in instilling in my children, because I think if you are a parent, then you would agree with me that we want to be able to raise our children so that they have a positive body image. And so the first thing I want to share with you is we need to talk to them about this being about our health and not about our weight. And so when I am preparing a meal or am looking for a recipe or I'm talking to my kids about what to pack for lunch or what to choose for a snack, it's not because I want them to be skinny or to have this impact their weight. It is a focus on health. And so I would encourage you to do the same thing, to talk about how we can eat so that there is less chance of us having diabetes when we get older, or high blood pressure, or high cholesterol, just so that we can be strong and have energy to do the activities that we do during the day. And so focusing on our health, not our weight. I read a staggering statistic that said that 81% of 10-year-olds have a fear of becoming overweight. 81% of 10-year-olds. Like, it hurts my heart that we have 10-year-olds that are worried about this. And a lot of that is because of the media. And so I would encourage you to talk to your kids, and I hope that you don't mind, I'm going to be looking at my notes, but teaching them media literacy so that they become aware that everything that they see on a magazine cover or on TV has been digitally altered. And so, I just had a conversation with my oldest son, he's 14, and I was talking about the models in the latest Athleta magazine. I said, they're real women. He said, what do you mean, real? And I said, they're starting to use real women in their pictures. They're not these airbrushed, super thin, sculpted, perfect women. They're real women like that, like me, and like the average woman is. Like, that is exciting to me. And so that they are aware that that's not the ideal. There's healthy at every size, and to teach that to them. I was just listening to a podcast that was talking about how little girls grow up watching Disney movies. And I was like, dang, I started thinking about it. I'm like, every single one of those Disney princesses, think about it, long hair. I'm like, nice. Where's the Disney princess with short hair? Can we think of one? No. So they all have long hair, a very thin waist. Usually it's the wicked so-and-so who is not super duper thin. And so, even in cartoons, we're instilling this in our young girls. And so just teaching them that, like helping them to be aware that they can pick that out. If they see a commercial for something, advertising some quick way to get skinny, so that they can see the message behind the marketing, especially for older kids, so that they can be aware of that. I think that's really important. My third tip, to model for them, because what they see you doing, they're going to do. So if they see you on the scale all the time, as they grow up, they're going to be on the scale all the time. If they hear you saying negative things to yourself, about yourself, talking a lot about your own weight, being negative when you try something on, or just talking negatively about yourself, you're going to model that for them, and they're going to repeat what they see you doing. So just focus on your health and not on your weight. Encourage them to exercise for fun. So, for me, my kids see me working out on a daily basis, but I try and help them to understand that I'm not doing it to punish myself. I think, they're very aware that it just helps mama, like it's her happy. It keeps her happy. If she doesn't get a chance to work out, she might be a little more irritable. Like it's my feel good thing that I do for myself. And so help them to see that for themselves, that exercise is not a punishment. It doesn't have to be a chore. I try and think about exercise like, what is the thing that you can do, that you would do, even if it had nothing to do with your health or your weight? What is the thing that's just fun because it makes you feel strong and healthy and releases endorphins? Do those things and help them to see that the reason why you're exercising is not to be a certain number on the scale or a certain pant size, but you're just exercising because it's fun and it makes you feel good. Another thing is have mealtime as much as you can as a family, so that they see that everybody is eating, and eating can be fun and it can be enjoyable. And I shared this in a video last week about, how to have healthy children. But so try to avoid using the word good and bad when it's associated with food. So, you have to eat all your broccoli before you can get dessert, because then that makes them think broccoli is good and dessert is bad. So, we're not having any foods off limits, but we are eating as a family, enjoying the food as a family. I think about this a lot because I don't ever want my kids to see me eating something different than they are eating. And I'll be honest that I struggle with this sometimes because they don't like all the same foods that I do. So, for me, a salad is not a diet thing. I love salads. They're not as big of a fan of them as I am. So I make it available to everybody. They might not, choose to eat that, but it's available for everybody as a family. And if they see you restricting and not eating, they're gonna grow up struggling with that as well. And, something that I was thinking about as I was preparing for this webinar today, and I'm just being really honest with you because my son's birthday was in April and I was doing a 21-day at the time. It was called the Ultimate Reset. It was a cleanse. And we went out for his birthday, and it was easy for me to choose a healthy option for dinner, but then he wanted to go to his favorite ice cream place for dessert for his birthday, and I didn't have any because I didn't want to go off my plan. And I think about that and I'm like, that was his 14th birthday. Like, how horrible would it have been for me to have a scoop of ice cream, right? So I still am beating myself up about that. I know mama guilt is a horrible thing, and I'm, let it go, move on, but I'm not sharing with you today that I'm perfect and I have this all figured out. I'm learning, and I just want to share with you what I'm learning. And so here's the difference for me. Eating a scoop of ice cream with my son for his birthday is totally different than standing at my freezer, scarfing in secret some scoops of ice cream when no one's looking, right? Totally different. So if the food is going to make a memory, I don't want my kids to grow up and think, mom never ate XYZ. Like, what is life worth living if you can't have a little ice cream with your family, right? So take away the good food, bad food mentality. Eat as a family. Let them know that, eating is enjoyable. You're not going to restrict yourself. You're not going to sit at the table and have a glass of water while everybody else is enjoying, pizza. Like, you gotta let loose a little bit sometimes so that your kids don't grow up having these same issues as you might be struggling with yourself. Oh, I love this one. Next one is creative compliments. Instead of saying, because so often in our society, we praise people when they lose weight. We emphasize, beauty, like, oh, you look so pretty in that outfit. I'm not saying don't tell your children they look pretty, but if we only tell them you look pretty or you look handsome, they're going to think that that's what we value. So things like, you are such a great friend. I loved when you encouraged your friend out there on that baseball field. Or, you are so creative. I love the way that you thought about that problem, or you came up with that answer. find ways to compliment them on things that are not their physical beauty, and just really get creative with the way that you compliment your children. This is another one that I am really bad about, okay? Not rewarding them with food. Oh, I don't know if anybody else can relate to this, but like, let's face it, like, I think I grew up this way. So, and it's so easy to just, you have the last day of school, let's celebrate with ice cream sundaes, or you notice the ice cream theme of my webinar? Ice cream is a big thing in my family, if you haven't noticed yet. Anyway, but so, if we reward every good thing with food, then as they grow up, like, they're going to associate food with, as like they always need to reward themselves with food. So come up with fun things that, maybe like a family wiffle ball game on the last day of school, or, come up with a non-food reward sometimes. It's not saying you can't sometimes, but if everything is rewarded with food, like, that can become an issue for kids as they get older. And my last tip, and I know I've gone on really long, but I saved this one for last because this one, this is my heartbeat, and this is what I'm claiming for myself. And so most importantly, help your kids to know that they are perfect, they are enough just the way they are. And I am claiming Psalm 139, verses 13 and 14. I'm just going to read it to you from my Bible. For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. Help them to know that God made them fearfully and wonderfully. They are perfect the way that they are, and help them to feel at peace in knowing that themselves. So I hope that's been helpful to you. In my quest to help my family be as healthy as they can be, I have written an ebook called Healthy Mama, Happy Family. Totally a free ebook that I would love to share with you. You can download that by going to my website, which is lizpattonfitness.com/ebook. Again, that's lizpattonfitness.com/ebook. And please know that I'm always here for you if I can help you in any way. Have a great day, friends.